I'm Eddie Horn, and welcome to Topstep Funded Trader Interview. Now, today we've got one of our newest funded traders, Cesar, Cesar has a special story to go along with this interview. I want you to stick around and listen to what he's got to say because he's one of my special friends and special, I'm going to say, students of trading, and we'll explain that a little bit later. But hey, before we get into this, remember, have your pencil sharpened, ink in your pen, because taking notes can and will benefit you down the road. So let's bring on our newest funded trader. Cesar, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic, Eddie. Thank you for having me today.
You know what? Thank you very much for being here with us today. I've known Cesar for a bit, and we've worked together, and good things have sort of come out of this, and I'm really happy to have you with us here today. Cesar, tell us about yourself and what country you're from.
Well, I'm from Colombia. I was born in Colombia, and I live in Colombia at the moment. A little while after the pandemic started, I settled down in Colombia, and now I live in Colombia.
I'd like to know, and I'm sure that others would like to know, who or what got you interested in trading?
Well, I actually got interested in trading because when the pandemic hit a couple of years ago, I was finishing a project in Chile. So I had to stay in Chile for 6 months in quarantine by myself, doing nothing, basically. So I started to try to get a alternative source of income. And then I came across information on internet about trading, which back then was a Topstep. For me, it was a different platform, which I used for 2 years.
You had prior experience?
Well, not experience, because I started trading without having the proper training and education. I was just lucky, and we'll talk about that later on. Getting lucky is not the way to go in this business.
Okay, now, what are you trading now, and why?
Well, I'm trading S&P 500. I'm trading Euro US dollar futures. I'm trading crude oil, and I'm trading natural gas. Why I'm trading those products? Euro US dollar certainly is something that you are very familiar with, because that's a number that's always on your mind. Because whenever you travel, you are thinking about the exchange rate. S&P 500 has always been like a challenge for me. I never liked stocks because I knew nothing about the stocks. So it was a risky business for me. But the S&P 500, I was curious about it because it's a popular instrument, and there seem to be good opportunities once you get to know it. Natural gas and crude oil are products that I was curious about as well. And I happened to understand them very quickly. So I feel comfortable trading those products. I think that more than 4 instruments for me is like being too greedy. And I'm new to this business, and I think it's very risky.
Right. See, that's a smart thing. The thing is, and one thing that you said is I got comfortable with it, with the markets. And that's what you've got to do. You've got to sort of understand how they work, how they move, why they move. And, once you start to get in that comfort zone where you're watching, and like you said, one at a time, you get familiarized with the characteristics of the market, and that definitely helps.
But it's not the price action. It's not getting comfortable with the price action. But after going through a lot of resources and education and training and coaching, I got to understand the details of every instrument. It's not just a price action. I mean, it's not like saying it goes up on Monday and down on Tuesdays. But why, how it works, how the CME rules work, how the price limits work, how the contracts change from one month to another. And those details made me feel comfortable with the market beyond the price action. And that's, I have to thank you, Topstep, for that.
I know a lot of us, there's a lot of tools out there we all use. Everybody, we're looking at the same charts, but using different instruments. Indicators. Do you use indicators?
I try to use as few as I can. Would that make sense? So in my charts, I use the slow stochastic indicator with a particular configuration that I learned from someone that's been in the business for 50 years. So slow indicators, some moving averages, Bollinger Bands, 100-day moving average, 200-day moving average. And an indicator that I like very much is not that popular, and it's called super trend. Now, beyond that, I learned I'm still learning, to interpret volume profiles, which I find fascinating. So in the coaching with Topstep, I am learning to work with volume profiles. So in summary, I use volume profiles, I use Bollinger Bands, a slow stochastic indicator, and 3 or 4 moving averages, and that's it. I try not to go beyond that because you get confused.
Right. A little too much. Keep it simple and use what you can. And sometimes we've got to sort of filter out or fine tune some of the indicators that we're using. And it's always good to see that you're moving forward when you're using the right tools. Cesar, you've seen success. And what words of wisdom would you share with a new trader?
Well, first of all, I think, and I went through that as well, but aspiring traders always focus on making money, and profit is a consequence, is not the target. So if you enter a Topstep, for example, being new in Topstep, and you think that hitting a $3,000 profit target in step one or step two, then you are good, you're totally wrong. That's something you get there once you comply with the rules and once you understand that getting there is a consequence. So forget the profit target, forget profit, care about losses.
That's right. You look for the wins, no matter how big, how small they are. This is something where you're not watching the monetary numbers, because then that sort of skews your view. It sort of promotes revenge trading. Emotions kick in when you start seeing that dollar amount. So it's a good point. Very good point. Now, Cesar, let me ask you, has Topstep made you a better trader?
Totally. Without a doubt, Topstep changed my mindset, created good habits. Those rules that seem to be very tough for many aspiring traders are there for a reason. It certainly did change my mind. I learned a lot about how you should manage risk. The tools that Topstep has, as far as training and education and feedback and coaching, definitely make you a better trader. Make you a trader. I wouldn't say a better trader because I'm new to this, but it's making me a trader.
It's good. It's everybody has that goal and everybody wants to be at that point, but you've got to understand it takes a lot of work, and it just doesn't come overnight. It's trial and error, and that's where we see success. If we didn't fail, we wouldn't be any better. So failure is part of being successful. Now, as Cesar, everyone's looking to continue to grow. What are you hoping to continue to work on most right now?
Curiously enough, I reached the profit target in step 1 and step 2 of the trading combined, trying to not looking at the winning trades, but trying to minimize the losing trades. So suddenly I found that the market started to move in my direction, which I attribute to my learning experience in Topstep. So instead of trying to get to $100 or $200 profit, I was trying to not have losing trades, like taking care of not losing more than $200. And suddenly I found myself making 400.
Right.
So the conclusion is that I was moving in the right direction. I mean, the market moved in my favor. It meant that I was learning how to identify where the market was going, focusing on not losing money, and not losing money ended up being a winning trade for me.
Right. Now it's wise to keep doing what you're doing, and easy step by step to find out that I am progressing forward. I am feeling better about my trades. And sometimes we're at a point where we need some help, or we need to talk to somebody, or we need to ask questions. Now, I mentioned earlier about Cesar being my guy. You're my special guy, and we hit up on some coaching sessions. Cesar, tell us about your coaching sessions.
There was a point in time where I don't know. It's worth to mention that I went through 2 resets in step 1 and 2 resets in step 2. So after the second reset, I started losing confidence, and I got to a point where I was $20 away from violating a rule. So I just stopped, which was the first lesson I learned in Topstep. Stop, take a walk, have a coffee, call your girl, do something different. And then I started scrolling through the website on Topstep, and I got to this coaching sessions option. And then I signed up for that coaching, and you were assigned as my coach. Actually, during the first session that I had with you, I started going back on my feet. And from being $20 from violating a rule, I ended up finishing step 2, in less than a week. And we weren't talking about trading. You were talking to me about overcoming fear, overcoming emotions, having confidence, how to stop trading if you needed to. That was it. I mean, I would score the coaching sessions as 100% useful for me.
I mean, it helps you. You've seen success, and to be honest with you, it's sort of like the pay forward, because there was somebody that pulled me aside and told me, this is something that you should use, or this is something you need to try, or and help me get through my bad times and my struggles. And like I said, it's a pay forward, and it makes me feel real good. And I know that the other coaches here we've got at Topstep have helped many, many traders. And that's what's so special about it. And we talk about it, and it makes us feel really good when somebody can say, hey, you know what? I've succeeded. I've got to where I want to be, and you helped. But remember, Cesar, this is all about you. You're the one pushing the buttons, pulling the strings, making the decisions. You're the boss, but it was great to be alongside of you and helping you. It was a great time. I appreciate you saying that.
We're always afraid of showing our weaknesses. And then we try to show that we can do it. We strive to do something good, so someone else can say, hey, this guy is good. But we have weaknesses, and we are afraid of showing our weaknesses. And talking to a friend like you, because I consider you a friend already.
Of course.
Allows you to be vulnerable and to show that you are weakened at some point in time.
Right.
And then you have the right information to start your coaching sessions. I can't give help to someone who doesn't need help. But this guy needs help, so I'm the right guy to help.
And the thing is, too, Cesar, I think I mentioned to you when we first started is, I want to approach this as being a friend and a coach and a mentor. And I'm going to, try to help you along as best as we can. as coaches here at Topstep, as a friend, as a coach, as a mentor. And it's really nice to see that you've got yourself funded. You've had 2 payouts already. Is that correct?
I have 2 payouts already.
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
first one last week, the second one this week, and my goal now is to take it easy, slow down. I know that the whole process from starting to getting paid works very well.
Right.
I've been successful, as you said, and that's very dangerous because you get too comfortable, and sometimes you just need to stop. I mean, I haven't had a losing trade in 12 days, except for today.
Knock on wood. Knock on wood.
And that's very, very dangerous.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Cesar, I really appreciate you being here with us. Before you go, I usually have a fun question for my guests, and just a quick answer here. Good news, Cesar. You just inherited $1 million, tax-free, okay,
Right.
from a long-lost uncle that you really weren't familiar with. But the question is, how would you spend this $1 million?
I do either invest in something that provides a source of income. I would invest a little bit, but everything starts with the word diversify. Don't put all your eggs in the same basket.
Right. Exactly.
I spend a little bit of money on doing what I love. I love motorcycles. I love skydiving. I love
Really?
diving. Yeah, I'm sort of.
So you're jumping out of planes?
Yes, sir.
Daredevil, trader. Oh my goodness.
And well, part of it is going to go to my daughter's college education, which I have already paid for. But, she says Harvard, everything I've done for the last 16 years, it's worth nothing.
Fantastic.
Part of it's going to go to investments, whatever the investment is, call it real estate, call it financial instruments, and part of it is going to go to a personal investment, which is do things that make me happy. So once I'm happy, I make the right decisions with the remaining money.
Right. And you know what? I tell you, we all want to be happy. And I'm very happy to actually meet you face to face. And I'm very happy that you were here to share your journey with Topstep. And we wish you all the success in the future. Now, for those watching, don't forget to like and subscribe. There's going to be a lot more of these funded trader interviews because we've got here at Topstep a lot of funded traders. But my guy, Cesar, once again, thank you very much. And for those out there, I'm Eddie Horn. Stay focused, stay positive, and trade well. Take care. We'll see you later.